So I can't do this now?
You can.
You can do
Your
whatever
rules
you
are
want,
different.
Cam. Everything you want to do, you can do.
Wow, where was this my whole life? Like, honest to God, instead of my parents like kicking me out when I came back from Yellowknife because I went out and partied one night, my mom said, this isn't working. I'm like, I just got home. I was in the Arctic. Like, she goes, time to go find a job. Next thing you know, me and my buddy are hacking darts in the stairways at that Square One.
Mayo experience.
Mayo experience. Mayo experience. Mayo experience. Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience, presented by Underdog Fantasy, Week 1, best bets against the spread. We're back. You smash a like. You sub to the channel. If you want $500 in your pocket, you can get into the draw. Easy stuff. Leave a subscribe, leave a rating, and review 5 stars on the Pat Mayo Experience audio podcast on Apple or Spotify. Get yourself ballots in both for a better chance of winning $500 cash. Rob Pizzola from the Hammer.bet and host on the Forward Progress YouTube channel, also with a best bet show around there. I feel like the vibe is different on your guys' show, Rob.
It's a little different. There is some joking. I don't want to be like we're all serious analysis. It's not. We like to rib each other, especially after losing weeks and stuff like that. But this is certainly a different vibe with Cam around. There's no one on the planet who can replicate Cam Stewart. I say that having worked with the man for several years. There is not another Cam Stewart.
What's going on here, Pizzola? Last week it was the quarterback tape recorder, and you got your interns basically setting up bugs in my apartment. Now you're coming out nice to me. See, that's the thing about you, Pizzola. You're very tricky. I don't know if you're going to go face or heel on me. You're a very mysterious guy. Should have been a wrestler or a lawyer.
Cam, many are saying that you put in the all-time performance on the history of the Pat Mayo Experience on the Win Totals draft show.
Thanks, Pat. Is there extra money for great performances? Do I get can I get guaranteed money? No. Okay, I'll keep on trying. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Rob sets me up. He puts it on the tee. He gets me really frustrated, but he knows I love him. But man, he really knows how to get me. He comes around with those comments. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, though, Rob. A lot of these guys that I mentioned are also young kids. So, but anyway, who cares? We're here to win money, bet spreads, have fun. That's what we're doing.
If you want to earn Cam Stewart and Rob Pizzola a bonus, I highly recommend that you go to Underdog Fantasy right now and use code MAYO and get yourself a deposit bonus up to $1,000. If enough of you do that, Cam gets a bonus. And then guess this. Cam, I told you, but I'm telling the people who may not know right now, I'm also giving away $25,000 of bonus money on Underdog for a pick'em, season-long pick'em contest this year. The link is down in the description right now. It's a Google form. It takes 10 seconds to fill out, but you need that Underdog handle. So, Cam, what code do they use at Underdog if they want to get in that contest?
One of my favorite spreads, Mayo.
There we go.
Let's go. And who's Will Levis's favorite food? Mayo in coffee. I'm getting sick and tired of this guy's Mayo act. By the way, though, Pat, I could really use 25K. Rob, I did the dirtiest of dirty things the other day, and I'm not proud of it. I got wasted like at the end of my show when I worked the late shift, and I lost tons of money playing slots. I hit rock bottom. Like I was playing like all these stupid games, Cleopatra, this and what, and I just keep on hitting the buttons. I'm like, I'm out of a lot of money right now. This is slots is a dangerous game, buddy. When you're like tuned.
You got to watch the casino games at all times. I will say sometimes you earn good bonuses off of that afterwards. You can keep the sportsbook accounts longer. It's kind of like a trick of the trade every now and then. You know how some of these sportsbooks want to ban you and limit you. You go into the casino, lose a few $100 there. All of a sudden you get your limits back. But yeah,
it's staying down. You know what? It's worth losing the sportsbook account. I remember the very first time I opened up a sportsbook account. It was probably like 2007, 2008, and I was like, "Oh, online blackjack. I'll play that." Oh, bad idea. And I never clicked on casino ever again.
You know what the best is? What they do too. Every time a line lights up, they have beautiful sounds and stuff. Then you're like, "Oh, it's $16. Big deal." Then you're up 25 cents when it makes noises. Like they got a real good racket going there. Like you think you're going to get more and like, ooh, big bonus, $86. Fuck off. I was supposed to where's a couple grand here? Like, anyway, I'm telling you, I'm never playing slots again. I learned my lesson. It was a recipe and disaster and I lost a lot of money. Yeah. I could lose it in football.
So
well, could you lose it on anything? Yeah.
Yeah. I find that, like, especially like online casino, if I'm going to go to the casino and lose my money playing blackjack, at least I feel like I got an experience out of it. I had fun.
And he's human. I don't trust these algorithms. Pizzola knows that. I guess they're the same, but I would like the human dealing to me. I feel like it's more real. I don't want some cyborg computer guy dealing or some hot chick. I don't care. You're a cyber chick. I don't need to see you. I just need the cards. I need a blackjack here. Yeah, it's a problem, Pat. I couldn't agree with you more. I like the experience of meeting people. I've met some of the nicest people at the casino and the biggest dirtbags.
The real problem with the blackjack is you go to a casino, you can play like a 6 or 8 deck shoe and it takes like 20 minutes. You play one online, it takes 2 minutes. You're firing through so many hands. You just lose your money so much quicker. You don't get the value of sitting at the table, waiting 45 minutes for the cocktail waitress to come over and get, like, by the time you get your beer, you've already lost all your money. That's what Vegas is all about. That's what the blackjack experience is all about.
See, double deck blackjack is the way to go. It's a good pace setter where you can lose as much money as you want, I suppose, depending on the limits. But where it's not a 4 deck or a 6 deck, it's just the 2 decks, then you have to reshuffle so often that you do have to take that enforced break that I do think helps you.
Pat, I have a question. I'm looking at myself recently and I'm getting kind of like these angry Uncle Leo lines. It's like I got 2 sets of eyebrows, blonde ones, and now just like my head's so red. I'm always like, I look angry all the time, but I'm not really that angry of a person. It's really pissing me off. But do you see 2 sets of eyebrows? Like when I look at the show, it's like I got these things indented in my head. And they're driving me nuts.
The permanent angry look on your face.
Yeah. You see a Pizzola, like it's red, and then it goes, it's just like double eyebrow. I hate it.
Well,
Uncle Leo.
I have a way for you to lose the redness and lose your anger. We're going to go 9-0 this week. How do you feel about that?
Please. I got to buy my lady washer dryer. What's next? Let's go, Pat. I'm ready to roll. But I got to tell you, this week is tough. I'm looking at these lines. As Pizzola's term, it's making me dizzy.
So the gold picks, I will lead off. I gave this out as my super lock on the spread show, and I have not been, but I can't do it on this one because we're not going to do the Thursday or Friday game, so it's Sunday and Monday only. We can discuss this one right away. I actually really like the Eagles, Rob, on Friday night, even though it's in Brazil and it's a weird game. I just think they're a lot better than the Packers.
I'm pretty neutral on this game. I don't think I will bet it. I'm high on both of these teams going into the year. I do really like the Eagles this season. I think a lot of people are talking about Jason Kelce. The offensive line is still really good. They have 3 very good receivers, new coordinators, which I think is huge for them as well. They upgraded the secondary. Now, it's hard to say for sure if that's going to be a huge improvement. You got a couple rookies in there who they're relying on. Isaiah Rodgers didn't play last year as well. So there's some stuff there, but I do think the Eagles are a complete team. I also just happen to really like Green Bay. I don't see a lot of weaknesses with the Packers. Good coaching staff. Jordan Love probably takes another step up this year. So for me, I'm very indifferent on this one. Honestly, I think Eagles are better on a neutral field. They deserve to be priced like this because it is a neutral field. But I just don't, I just don't see myself getting involved here, Pat.
Well, here's the way you can get involved, Cam. If you do want to do Friday night, I have an underdog slip. I'll put it down in the comment section right now. It pays 6-1 on your money. It's Josh Jacobs over 2.5 receptions, which is my single favorite prop from the first 2 games. Those are the ones I've really dug into. Devonta Smith over 60.5 receiving yards with Kellen Moore now as the offensive coordinator. They're going to be putting Smith in motion a ton, something they didn't do a lot. And he hit that number of 10 of the final 12 games of last season anyway. And then the final one, Jordan Love over 5.5 rushing yards. Open the season 10-12.
I love it.
It's all because of the pressure rate that I believe that the Eagles are going to bring. Like, they can get into the backfield when Love has to hurry up. I mean, we saw a lot of dink and dunk to like A.J. Dillon a year ago, Aaron Jones, Patrick Taylor was getting involved in it with Marshawn Lloyd looking like he's either banged up or not playing. It's going to be all Josh Jacobs. So boom, the over on his 2.5. And when there's no daylight there, or even if there's a little bit of daylight, Jordan Love takes off once. He beats that number. So that pays 6-1. And I'll put that down.
Great pick.
If people want to tail it, I'll have it down there for you. And guess what? If you just click on it and want to play it, the code Mayo is baked into it, and boom, you can get yourself in, get your underdog account, and play in that contest. Easy stuff.
I like the Eagles as well, Pat. Rob's right, though. It's a very tough game. But I have a thing. Why the fuck are these guys going to Brazil? Don't wear jewelry. Don't go in the phone. Stay in your room. Honest to God, you couldn't pick another country that's a little safer. Like, what the hell? Why are you trying to expand the NFL in Brazil? Like, whose idea was this?
I mean, are we going to take them out of San Francisco too? A receiver just got shot.
I got it. You know, I understand. But like,
can't play in the U.S. anymore due to gun violence everywhere.
Yeah,
I mean, like, at some point, you guys got to say, listen, we're playing the games where we're playing the games. Global expansion, Cam. It's where the money is at. Go to Sao Paulo, sell out a stadium.
Brazil? There's so many other places. Brazil, they're saying, oh, don't use the phone. It's a scam. Don't go out there. You're going to get robbed. Like, it's just like one of these situations. Like, there's so many other places to expand. Anyway, I think it's a horrible destination for the National Football League. No offense to Brazilians. By the way, Pizzola, your better hope Sirianni picks up the slack. He was an embarrassment to the Italians last year with some of his coaching moves. Better pick it up.
The coordinators were a real problem for Philadelphia last year. But yeah, I mean, is Vic Fangio considered an Italian too? Now they got like a second.
No, he's Scottish. Vic Fangio. Like, give me a break. Yeah. You hear about that Irish guy, Vic Fangio? Yeah. He's part of the all-Italian team. Come on.
It could be another European country or something. I don't know. I don't know.
Fangio's Italian.
Yeah, Vittorio Fangio. Yes.
If you want to know, Cam, why they're going to Brazil, yes, population of over 210 million people.
Fair enough. You rest. Hey, I'm Lionel Hutz again. Another loss in court. Just saying it's dangerous.
I mean, we're 3 years away from NFL China, so watch out.
I think China would be more safe, to be honest with you.
It would be super safe. I will give you that.
Well, better not do anything stupid, though, because once you go to jail there, you're never coming back. There's no prisoner exchange for me, like Griner in Russia. Like, I'm done. The minute I do something stupid, I'll be in a Chinese prison until I die. They'll probably beat me in there, too.
Plus, with those second eyebrows, they're going to think you're angry all the time as well.
He's a horrible prisoner. He's angry and red.
Gold picks. So, with that game off the board, I am going to go to, oh boy, it's up to 3.5 now. Rob, can you find me a -3 on the Dolphins?
No, I cannot.
It's 3.5 everywhere now.
Well, yeah, you could get a -3, -120 at Bet Rivers, but really minus the DraftKings number, which is -3.5 plus 102 is technically better, but you could get -3, -120. It is out there.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to end up doing that. All right, I
don't mind that. It's a little bit of juice. It's not like you're laying 50 cents or anything like that. I think that's fair, Pat, if you want it.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes throughout the course of the week. I can see steam coming back on Jacksonville. I think if I want the 3, I can get a better number on the 3 than -120 by the time Sunday gets along. Because I do maybe I'll make that a silver or a bronze. All right, I'm going to go the Tennessee Titans +4 against the Chicago Bears on the road. Rob, do you know how good number 1 overall picks have been in their first game in the NFL? Not good is the answer.
Terrible. Yep. Terrible.
Love the pick.
Yep, so do I. I honestly considered this for my gold as well.
It's going to be probably, it's literally hanging on in the 4 spot, just out of the mineral category. I might make it my bronze. I'm with you, Pat. Love the Titans. I think they can win outright.
So do I. My issue here of how this blows up in my face is I don't know if a number 1 pick, Rob, has ever come into a better team and started right away, because you have an offense which is fully formed around him with 3 very capable receivers, a legitimate tight end, and a defense that's really good. Like, I'm putting a lot of faith, at least, into the new look Titans offense, that Will Levis isn't an absolute scrub. Callahan can scheme these guys open, and the 2-headed backfield can really work out. Although I do think that Tennessee's defense is being slept on a little bit. I think it's significantly better than it was a year ago.
They got good DBs, right, Rob? Their DBs are fine.
They do. They're going to struggle getting to the quarterback. That's going to be the problem for them. But I think that even if, I mean, this is 4 point. Like, you now need Chicago to win by margin with a rookie quarterback. Keenan Allen, by the way, I believe did not practice today, so already they're off to a great start over there as well. But it's just a lot. Like, you look at what the Bears are going through down the stretch last year. Okay, all these games where they're underdogs and everyone's like, oh, they're turning it around, momentum going into next year. Well, the Bears defense in the latter half of last year, they generated all their EPA off of turnovers. I mean, they led the league with 22 interceptions. That's not necessarily repeatable year over year. They lost a lot of their sacks in the offseason. I don't think the Bears defense, Montez Sweat on the D-line, nobody else. Like, there's lots of scenarios where Tennessee wins the line of scrimmage there. And I'm with you with Callahan. Like, I like that they're going to go and spread it out. 3 wide receivers, let Levis throw it a little bit. I think these teams are closer than this number indicates. I think it's just a lot to ask for rookie QB with a team that has like extremely high expectations just because he's there now all of a sudden to all of a sudden be laying this price. So I'm with you on that. I'll be stirring mayo into my coffee on Sunday morning. Yeah. Maybe I'll even eat a banana with the peel on like Will Levis likes to do as well.
Yeah, Cam, the play might be parlay Caleb Williams interception with Will Levis interception and just be on your way for like 3-1.
Couldn't agree more. And that's the whole thing. Caleb Williams, this is the people, oh, he looks so great in the preseason. Who cares? Doesn't matter. You know, vanilla offenses and stuff. Oh, he's doing it against the first units. We'll see. Caleb Williams can make mistakes. He can also dazzle you, but he can make a lot of mistakes. We saw him at USC in big games. He could throw interceptions. And yeah, I just think people are too high on the Bears, to be honest with you. I think the Titans is the right side.
Don't let Bears fans know that. They're almost as sensitive as Falcons fans if you don't like their team. They scour the internet finding people who say negative things about their team and get very defensive about it. Here's the thing, Rob. If your team is actually good, you don't care about that stuff.
This happens every year with a few of the fan bases that had like bad or mediocre teams that have higher expectations the next year. Like I remember 3 years back, the Lions fans were really bad. Like, God forbid you say something bad about this is the year that they're going to improve. This tends to happen with fan bases that haven't had a lot to cheer about for a long time. Now they're excited and people go and poo-poo the team and say, well, you know, they're overrated going into the year, fade this team. It happens consistently, but Bears fans this year have been, I would say, fairly intolerable to start the season for me, the ones that I know.
Yeah, I would power rank them 1-2, Bears then Falcons, Cam. Those are the two that I see coming out of the woodwork. And it's a lot like, I don't think Atlanta is going to win 14 games. It's like, how dare you? The Falcons are amazing. It's like, yeah, maybe they're
I'm going to tell you, Pat, I'm going to tell you something. Now people are going to hate me even more. I'm just going to say this, and this is the damn truth. 49er fans are the cockiest guys I've ever met in my life. Every year, it's the same. Two of them are my best friends. They never stop. I'm in a draft with a guy. I actually traded McCaffrey for another first-round pick, and I go, I want money, cash considerations. The guy's sawing me off money, like real cash as a fantasy draft. I'm like, this is perfect. I'm telling you, I don't get it. I don't understand why these guys are so cocky. They go to the Super Bowls and lose. Nothing against you, San Francisco. As a Seahawk fan, I don't even hate you. I hate like the Chiefs, Raiders, Chargers. I'm old. I hate all the AFC West teams, Broncos, all those guys. But I'm telling you, man, I just don't get it why their fan base is so cocky, thinking they can't lose. It's ridiculous.
Better wear a bulletproof vest around town after ripping that fan base.
Yeah, I'm in big trouble right now. I'm going down. It's
not
Fangio style.
Especially with that angry look on your face.
Imagine me as like a robber or killer, or like I was on the run, Rob. I'd be caught so damn quick. Like I'm at an Econo Lodge there trying to shave my eyebrows off and dye my, like I got nothing. That's the whole thing. I want to be a guy that looks like many people so you can kind of get away with stuff. I'm a target everywhere. The grocery store, down the street. It's not easy being ginger.
Rob Pizzola, gold selection, week 1 for you.
I was considering Titans. I'll go to something different now just to spread it out. I'm going to take the Panthers getting 4 points against the Saints.
Wrong side.
Yeah.
I think the Saints are legitimately terrible.
No.
I don't know what people see in the Saints. They have the worst offensive line in the league. They have a quarterback who's a perennial failure. They have a head coach who's a perennial failure. Defensively, they don't rush the passer well. I don't get the Saints' love. The Panthers might still be bad, but they've upgraded a lot of key positions in the offseason. They have 2 new guards, left guard, right guard. Their defense, yeah, it's got holes, but they got some key players. Like they have Derek Brown's one of the best defensive linemen in the league. I think Jadeveon Clowney's one of the most underrated D linemen in the league. They have a good pair of starting corners. Most importantly for me, I actually think they have the best coach in the division now. I think Dave Canales comes over. I think he's very smart. He actually reminds me a lot of Dan Campbell, does a lot of stuff on 3rd down to set up 4th down. I'll call him like a woke head coach. I think he just gets it. I don't have that much of a difference between these two teams. I love fading the Carr-Dennis Allen combo. Derek Carr career favored more than a field goal, 9-19 against the spread. Dennis Allen career, just terrible. I like Carolina. I actually think Carolina is even live in the division this year. That's how down I am on every other team there.
Wow,
Cam,
that's balls.
Cam, all the super nerds with the glasses love Carolina. They fucking suck. Like they're terrible.
Hey, you know what? Nerd me up, baby. I got bets Carolina versus the Saints with spreads everywhere. I'll join Pizzola's nerd crew. Nerds. I'm the leader of the Panthers fan club. I like it. I have bets with this is a big Pat. My biggest bet, and Rob's going to love this one. Nerd twice. New Orleans under 7.5 wins. I smash it. That's one of my favorite bets. I went nuts. It is my biggest bet of the season. I'm with Rob. I got on this line early, Rob. I think it opened at 6 in the offseason.
It did, yeah.
I got that in my back pocket. I love it at 4. Can we get a 4.5? I'm already trying. First pick. Can we get a 4.5?
There is not. There is no 4.5 remaining, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yes,
see, Rob. I can't help myself. It's just like coming to an Italian party. You know I'm dipping in. Even that stuff that's cow brains was delicious. What is it? Tripe?
It's a cow stomach lining.
Oh,
it's
whatever.
Absolutely not delicious.
I loved
have
it.
to step in there and all the old Italian guys love that because they grew up on it in Italy because it was the cheapest food that they could get. Everyone was poor, and now they come to Canada and they still eat it like they're poor and they're not. It's terrible. It's like eating the tire of a car. It's the texture of rubber, and it doesn't taste like it. It just takes on the form of whatever you put it in. Tripa, as the Italians would say, is a 0 out of 10.
Oh,
Inedible.
I disagree totally. I'll give it an 8, and I'll tell you, it's just like octopus.
An 8.
It's just like octopus. Sorry,
no, it's not. 7. Octopus tastes good on its
octopus. Own. Anyway, I love that stuff. I remember at your party, Pizzola, they lathered it up with some quality sauce, and I was down with the program. Just like everyone hates haggis. I like haggis. I guess I like eating the insides of animals. My goal, bronze pick, or Pat, are we ready?
Gold. We're on gold picks, and I'm pretty sure I thought you made it Carolina.
No, I can't have the same mineral, but I'm going to do something. You guys aren't going to like this pick at all. I love the Seattle Seahawks gold this week.
Yep.
Are you?
I like it. I like the Seahawks.
Thank you. Rob, there's a 5.5 out there. I see one. I see one.
Where is it?
Get me.
No, not your local bookie doesn't count. Like
He does.
No,
I know he gets the flags wrong. Like Georgia, it's like
Georgia your friend Stevie the doorman doesn't count, Cam.
Yeah, Billy. Doorman. He owes me $335 for my pool. Pick 5 too. Thank you, Pat, for reminding me.
Cam, click the drop down next to the -6, and it's now -5.5, -130. That's the 5.5. That
okay, just give me the damn Seahawks at 6. Is that 5? 6. They're gonna Bo Nix. They know this kid. I know he's older. He played so many damn seasons at Oregon. But here's the thing. McDonald has changed the whole attitude of the defense. This isn't Pete Carroll with the pom-poms anymore. Also, Seattle, Witherspoon's going to be amazing. And Pizzola, Pat, if you guys weren't paying attention, I watched every snap of the preseason. Byron Murphy, the second, Seattle's defensive lineman, is a killer. He takes on double and triple teams. I'm going to tell you, Bo Nix is going to be running for his life. Seahawks by 13. They're going to kill the Broncos.
I mean, they're on. I'm going to run by. I'm in the Circa millions this year, so I need to make my 5 picks. And Seattle was on my short list of the 5. So, and I used them in Survivor instead of Cincinnati or Buffalo.
Good pick. Good pick.
Also, like everyone's talking about Bo Nix's preseason. The guy was throwing like 5 yards at it. What happens when the Broncos go down by double-digit points and they can no longer just go run, pass on third down? And this guy's actually got to throw downfield. Could be a disaster, in my opinion.
Another thing, Rob, I know Grubb was the offensive coordinator with the Washington Huskies. This is a team that beat them twice. He knows every trick in Bo Nix's magic bag right there. The Seahawks got film on this guy. He played in the Pacific Northwest as an Oregon Duck. Trust me, they know everything. Nothing is going to surprise them here. I think it's a big spread trying to attract Denver money. They're not getting a cent of my Denver money. I'm smashing the Seahawks.
Cam, I had to start using a magic bag after I played golf. That's how old I am now.
Like a magic bag with like mushrooms in it? Like what's a
like a heat bag.
The magic bag. You throw it in the microwave for 3 minutes and heat it up, and I have to like put it on my hips so they don't freeze up.
Yeah. You know what happened to me, Pat? I went to a party and I had those blue packs coolers, and it got into I didn't realize I was really wasted. It got into the cooler, and let's just say it was part of my meal plan, and I probably shouldn't be eating that stuff. It had a leak, and I'm like, what am I doing? I see blue on my food.
Very toxic. Don't eat that.
Isn't that toxic?
I took a bite. Yes, it is toxic. I only had one bite, but I was like, oh my God, it leaked through the Ziploc. I had a hole in my Ziploc. Next thing you know, oh my God. Like Hainzer, I made homemade burritos. Oh no, there's blue. It's from those blue packs. Oh man, what a disaster.
Did the forehead wrinkles start after the eating of this blue pack?
You're right, Rob. Probably I'm gonna have 3 testicles the way I'm going if I keep on eating tripe and cooler packs. Delicious parlay.
Passion, drive, patience. The formula for winning championships is also what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motors has everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance. Supercharger, exhaust kits, LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has you covered. With over 122 million parts for your #1 ride or die, you'll always find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back. Because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber, not cash. With all the parts you need at the prices you want. It's easy to make your car the MVP and bring home huge wins. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only, exclusions apply. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Kids are always learning and growing, but as adults, sometimes we lose that curiosity. What's something you'd like to learn? Gardening? A new language? Or, for me personally, how to finally beat your best friend in golf. Not cuss, but, my other friends. I want to beat them at golf. I can beat cuss, no problem. Therapy can help reconnect you with your sense of wonder because your back-to-school era can come, honestly, at any age. It's helpful learning positive coping skills and how to set boundaries, and it empowers you to be the best version of yourself. It isn't just for those who've experienced major traumas. If you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. All the best things that you need. Just fill out a brief questionnaire and get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Rediscover your curiosity with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/PatMayo today and get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/PatMayo. Silver selections for week #1. Once again, code Mayo at Underdog Fantasy. You want to support the show, but more importantly, get some money into Cam's pocket. Use code Mayo and sign up today and play in that contest down in the description. Cam, you want to lead us off with the silver? No.
No, you guys can go. Just
Okay,
let me think.
Rob,
Sorry,
Rob?
I'm still a little bit rattled.
Sure. I've turned a new leaf. I'm giving only different picks. I like Seattle. I like Tennessee. I was going to put them in the minerals.
We can have the same picks.
No. I want to give more picks this year. I want to bet the board this year.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
This is an unusual one for me, I think, but I am going to actually lay the points with the Detroit Lions. I'm going to lay 3.5 with the Lions.
You see, now, so am I allowed to use, if that's my bronze pick, am I still allowed to have it as my bronze pick now that you've used it?
Yeah, you can do whatever the hell you want.
It's your show, Pat. You do it.
World.
Or are we doing like Hollywood Squares style here, where once you take a game, it's now off the board for the rest of us? We can change the rules to that. It's week 1.
I kind of like that. Because then we end up with 9 different picks.
Stop. If we like the same game, I know it could be harmful if we go 0-3, but if we win, it goes 3-0. Let's just stay positive here. We can pick the same damn games. I'm not forcing a game if I don't like it. Come on, Rob.
In the history of this show, when we agree, and they're all in the minerals, Pat, what does that mean?
It's like a 20% hit rate.
Yeah. So let's just avoid that at all costs, in my opinion, and maybe take a pick you don't like as much, but is going to prevent us from all lining up on the same game. I shouldn't be superstitious. Like, I'm an analytical guy, but I am superstitious. I don't like stuff like that. So I'll just do that so that we never end up with all 3 on the same side. And I'll be the guy that just picks a game that I like a little bit less.
All right. Well, you know what? Well, that's now an official rule of this show. No one can use the same pick. And that way we get to talk about more games too, which probably
I love you and I appreciate everything about you, but I'm very sad right now and I feel like leaving. I don't like this idea at all. I think it's harmful. We're forcing games now. We can be on the same team. We can still bet on the games we like. If you like Seattle, you like Seattle. You like Tennessee, take it. I don't care.
Okay. Rob and I won't be on the same picks, Cam. You can make whatever pick you want.
Yay. Thanks, Pat. I really appreciate this. Thank you. You're a very, very kind man.
Paul has something to say here.
Say it, Paul.
I just wanted to clarify that the guy who's usually asking for more minerals is asking for less picks.
That's fair, Paul, but I want to, let's just add minerals then. Can we get quartz?
What's the difference?
Amethyst.
No,
If you're giving out the pick, what's the difference?
Well, we should probably do 5 picks because people were in super contests, Pat. That would make a lot of sense as well.
I mean, there's not that many people in these super contests.
I'd be surprised.
also, they're probably not watching this for the picks. Let's be real here. It's not like the people are like slotting these down. They're like, I'm going to submit all
That's
the
a
guys.
good point.
Right?
We still give picks, but we win sometimes. It's
No,
more
I'm
about
not suggesting
jokes.
we don't. I think we've won the last couple of years
Yes.
as a group. I'm not suggesting we don't win. I'm just saying that the audience here is predominantly watching this for the entertainment, not
Okay.
necessarily to go out and bet the exact same games.
Okay, I'm going to stick to, I might have one. Okay, I'll make you a deal. We can't have 2 of the same game. I'm allowed to take one. I'll play the game. I'm allowed 1.
Pat
I like
already,
both-
Pat already
like
stipulated
Carolina
the
and
rules.
in Tennessee. So I can't do this now?
You
or-
can.
You can. You can do
Your
whatever
rules
you
are
want,
different.
Cam. Everything you want to
Yes.
do, you can do.
Wow, where was this my whole life? Fuck. Like, honest to God. Instead of my parents like kicking me out when I came back from Yellowknife because I went out and partied one night, my mom said, this isn't working. I'm like, I just got home. I was in the Arctic. Like, she goes, yeah, time to go find a job. Next thing you know, me and my buddy are hacking darts in the stairways at that Square One. He's working at Diana Sweets, and I'm working at the Movenpick, Rob. I've mastered the art of roasty potatoes, by
I
the
worked
way.
at Sport Check there for a little bit.
Yeah,
as well.
you could have been one of my customers. I would have hooked you up.
Very possible.
Anyway,
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Cam,
it's-
Had I known.
Cam, one rule:
Yep.
no street books.
Yeah.
no
We
street
gotta-
books.
It's got to be a real line at a regulated book. Like yeah. Johnny Knuckles hanging 5.5 on the Seahawks. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No one else.
Rob knows the book. When I bet the Saint killed the Saints in Australian rules football, a Saints logo, New Orleans pops up. Or Georgia, the Georgia flag instead of the
I'm aware-
Bulldogs.
I'm
These guys,
aware.
they're still doing this stuff. Like, who hasn't cleaned this thing up in 10 years? Anyway, okay, no street books. I get it. But they have Seattle at 5.5, by the way, on my street book. Vroom, vroom.
We heard. So Rob is taking Detroit -3. As you can see, I had to scratch out Detroit -3 as my silver pick. I will take the New York Jets +4.5 on Monday Night Football
Love
as
it.
my silver pick.
I can't believe this. Every pick we've given out, I agree on every one so far. I love every pick we've made.
I'm actually opposite this, but not the full game. I actually played San Fran first half in this game. I'm going to just pay to watch Aaron Rodgers beat me out of the gate. I'm not buying the resurgence of the Jets offense in week 1. I really like them as the year goes on, but the guy's 40 years old off an Achilles injury, didn't play preseason, has no reps with the first team starters against one of the best defenses in the league. I can't. I like Kyle Shanahan to script a very good early game plan. Bob Saleh and Nathaniel Hackett, they're not my kind of guys. So I have 49ers first half.
No
Yeah.
Robert Saleh for you. He's Bobby Saleh.
Yeah, I don't know when that started, honestly, but yeah, I call him Bob Saleh. That's just I don't know.
Cam, I hear you
know.
don't make friends with Saleh, so you probably should.
No, you
fade that
don't.
pick.
But I'm eating a hell of a lot more of it lately. Honest to God, a couple things that have kept me alive: my walking up the hills, Rocky style, and chickpeas. I eat so much damn hummus. I got tubs of this stuff. It's very good for you.
You're running up hills. That's what LaDainian Tomlinson used to do. I watched that on like a 2005 episode of NFL Countdown pregame.
Yep.
I live on this street. It's like very, very steep, like San Francisco. And people on the neighbors are out there hacking darts and stuff. They're like, they know me now. Like I go up and down, up and down, up and down. And then I do a little lap of the track and then I come home. So for all you people that think I lost this weight just because I'm taking Jardians and I don't take Ozempic like Phil Mickelson, you got to put work in it too. The side effects of these medications are very dangerous, by the way, but we'll talk about this on another episode.
Okay. We'll save that. We'll curb that discussion for a little bit.
Yeah.
We do need to know your silver pick.
Okay. Sorry, Rob. I know. Okay.
You don't have
I was
to
gonna-
apologize to
No,
me
no,
for
no,
anything.
because I do like other games, but I like the two that you said more. How do you guys feel about the Giants?
Indifferent.
See, that's why I'm going to be able to pick Carolina. 4 claws. Do I have a bird and a cat? Damn it, my themes aren't working. I should have.
I potentially have the cat theme myself this week. Panthers, Lions.
Yes, Rob. Yes, one more cat. But the Bengals could be a little bit. That's not your style, laying 8.5. Give me the Carolina Panthers. I think they win this game outright. Rob, Pat, want to hear this one? I have a bet for the Saints to be the worst team in the NFL at 28-1.
You bet. I mean, I know this. You bet me Panthers versus Saints on the win total show like 3 days ago.
Did I? And you gave me 1.5.
I did
right?
give you 1.5. That's correct.
Wow, you're a real. Not only are you a good host, Pat, you're a real friend. 1.5. Fantastic.
Well,
I'll
Rob was trying to give me the pie gal fucking line. Let's just make it.
Yeah,
easy.
No. The Asian handicap. I was making a fair line.
1.7515. I'm like, just
guys.
fucking Asian handicap.
I was trying to make it the most fair line possible. That's what I'm a man of honor.
Rob, I get that you're deep in the weeds and you're squeezing out every cent of every value on every game, and I appreciate that. But when we're doing the shows, simplicity is a real thing that goes a long way.
You're right. Asian handicap, Rob. Stick it to soccer. 1.5's fine. We're cool. Thanks. Pat.
It's not that hard though. It's just
but it's stupid.
too bad.
1.75. I get it. Too bad. I know how it works, Rob. I've been gambling since I was a toddler. For God's sakes, putting my money on the putting green. You know, double bubbles, kid stealing allowance. We started young. I'm telling you, it's stupid though. Pat's right. Let's just keep it to round like nice numbers. 1.5.
Okay.
Plus 1.5.
Well, you guys already made the bet. That's fine. I will never offer an Asian handicap on this show again. You have.
You could offer me one for a soccer match or anything like that, but let's just not deal with football with that stuff. Let's keep it simple. That's right.
Bronze picks are up next.
Bronze.
Would you like to go first on this one, or should it be like between Rob and I?
I never want to go first. No, I like to go last. That's
okay.
It's just the way it is. Maybe next week I'll change it up. Since you guys have totally changed the rules.
You're a real gentleman, always going last. I bet she appreciates that.
She does. I'll tell you. Anyway, I can't talk about this now, but let's just say I went up north and you don't need male enhancement when you go up to the cottage. Things were a little bit different up there. I woke up like steel pole. I just don't understand. Is it the water? Because the glacier water was so pure? Was it the air? All I know is, man, I felt like $1 million. I got to get up there.
I mean, you could move up there. You could be like our friend, the Big G, who we slipped some Viagra into his beer when we were in college. He just walked around with a rod all night. It was pretty funny.
I prefer not that, but I just like feeling good. You know what I mean? When I was fat, it was really hard to, I needed male enhancement products, but now I'm doing pretty good by myself.
There we go.
Pills. Yeah. Thank you.
So
please don't cut this. My girlfriend watches these shows. I got to shut up. I say too much.
I am going to take. I guess I'm going to hear about the whiny Bears fans and the whiny Falcons fans. Rob, yeah. I'm taking.
Or you can hear about my natural male enhancement. Go up north. Take some time up north.
The Steel Curtain plus 3.5.
Yes.
On the road against the Falcons, Cam.
Oh,
Mayo, you've been screwing me on all these picks, man.
Seriously,
I was going to go Bronze Steelers, and now with our new rule, I can't do this.
See what I'm talking about? I knew it would come to bite you in the ass because we're thinking the same this week. So now you got to come up with another game that you really don't like. I'm going to tell you something, Pat. Love the Steelers. We've agreed on every damn pick on this episode. It's almost crazy. So this is uncanny.
Now here's a nickel and dime question I do have for you, Rob. It's +3 at Bet365, +100. So even money on the +3. It's -115, 3.5 at DraftKings Sportsbook. I actually really like the 3.5 because I think this is a 3-point game. I think Atlanta could win. This could be a Feinberg game. Atlanta wins, but doesn't cover the spread.
I'm with you. So 3.5 -115 is the better number. That's the best number in market right now. But I'm kind of in the same boat as you. It's not like I don't like the Steelers. We talked about this on the the win totals draft that we did on Monday, but they're bad. Like Russell Wilson's not good. I don't think that this offense is going to figure it out, but I'm not convinced Atlanta is anything yet. Again, same situation with as Aaron Rodgers. You got Kirk Cousins, didn't play preseason, coming off an Achilles injury. Kyle Pitts is like now questionable as well, which would be that's one of their weapons who he hasn't proven anything in his career yet that people just think he's like this amazing player. They're not what people think they are, in my opinion. They're not. And they're not deep either. They can't sustain injuries as the year goes on. I think this is a little bit too much now. Like, yeah, you could tell me, Atlanta 3, fine. As soon as you get the hook with the Steelers, I think that you got to play.
That's where I saw it, Cam. I asked Cust, I asked Jeff when we brought up this game on the spread show, what is the best unit in this game? And I think it's very clearly Pittsburgh's defense.
I agree. I'm still not sold on Atlanta yet. They're everybody's darlings. Usually bad things happen. Right, Rob? When everybody jumps on that team, you've seen this movie before. It's a recipe for disaster. I think the books have a lot of liability with over for Atlanta this year. Division. They could still win the division because the division is so weak, but I really like the Steelers. If you give me 3 in the hook, I'm down with that program for sure.
Like, how do you think if Falcons fans feel about their team being good, Rob, if they go 9-8 and win the division? Like, is that
they'll victory lap?
Why?
Yeah, they'll victory lap. If they win the division, they could go 7-10 and win the division, and they'll victory lap because they're in the playoffs. And that's what everyone cares about.
Like,
that's
I would think like last year, if like Bucks fans felt good about their year. I don't like. I know a few Bucks fans. No Bucks fan actually thought they were any good last year. They were like, "Look at this! Look how this turned out for us. We completely punched above our weight, and now we're gonna suck this year." Like, just because you win the division in the South doesn't mean it. It doesn't mean you're good.
I would agree with you, but the fan bases do get delusional every now and then. It happens. It happens. I think if the Falcons went like 9-8, won the division, the fans would consider that a success this year.
I mean, Super Bowl to winning the South is like a big drop off in my mind with
low expectations.
Yeah. So anyway, Pittsburgh 3.5. Rob, since you cannot use that, what are you going to use? Maybe we have to make a trade here somewhere with our picks.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just trying to.
There's what this does. See, Pat, it seemed like a really good idea at the time.
Mm-hmm. Like
now you're gonna have to force a game. Why don't you just stick to your guns? We can have the same picks. Who cares?
Well, part of me wants to complete the theme, the cat theme. That's part of me with the Bengals. I actually don't even hate the pick. I'll be honest with you. I think the Patriots are terrible, but we could go up. You know what? Now that it's at 3, I'll take the Colts. I'll take the Colts +3 against the Texans. I think that's a buy point for me. I love the Texans this year, by the way. I don't think like people are looking to fade them because, you know, they're like one of the hot teams in the offseason. They have Super Bowl aspirations. I think the Texans are very good, but it's like they are being priced as an elite team now. Like go back and look at the games against the Colts last year and how they were priced. This is a very different story. And this is Anthony Richardson starting for Indianapolis. They can run the ball on Houston. That's the big thing for me. Houston's interior of their defensive line and their linebacking core is weak. Shane Steichen's a very good game planner. I think Indy does enough to be competitive in this game. Most likely scenario, Texans win by 3. But now that we're getting the 3, I think the Colts are a very valuable bet. So I'm going to take Indianapolis.
I like this pick, Rob. And Cam, one of the things that I like about the Colts when they're getting points in some of these games when Anthony Richardson is healthy is that you're going to see a big run-first attack. And it's going to slow the game down. It's going to limit the amount of possessions, theoretically, as long as they're not getting blown out the entire time, that the Texans are going to have. And the Texans' defense isn't very good. So if they can have some sustained drives that eat up a bunch of clock, you know, instead of getting, 10 possessions in the game, maybe it gets shrunk down a little bit. It's just fewer opportunities to score points.
Steichen's a wicked coach too. He'll be ready to go. I just love. I think that guy, like you could talk about losers like Dennis Allen that cost his team points. This guy, I think he's on point. So I like taking the Colts. I agree with you. 2.5 is kind of tough, but the 3 makes a lot of sense. I'll bet it at 3 as well.
I think the biggest detriment to the Houston Texans is like Houston is very, very good on paper.
Yep.
But last year they had CJ Stroud as their quarterback. They had this elite passing game, but they have D'Amico Ryans as their head coach and they have Bobby Slowick as their OC, and they run, and then CJ Stroud has to convert 3rd and long on all these possessions. 51% of CJ Stroud's throws last year went to the line of scrimmage or further. He has to convert long 3rd downs very regularly. They don't play smart. And because of that, that's why I have a little bit of skepticism about the Texans, especially building up leads and holding those leads. I think that they're just a little bit too conservative for all the weapons that they have, if that makes sense.
I think that does make a lot of sense. Cam, where are you going with the Browns? You going to cherry pick from one of ours, or you got your own?
Can I just ask you a question again?
Sure.
What do you think about the commies?
I like them a lot. They were short list for me.
I think Washington's going to be better than people think.
I don't know about that. I think the Bucs are going to be way worse than everyone thinks.
That's kind of where I'm at. Yeah. I think maybe Jaden Daniels is getting a little bit overhyped, but I don't know what he's going to be. I don't like Dan Quinn. I don't. I mean, I've seen this is, Cowboys fan or whatever, but I could never, ever bet the Bucs in this spot. Never.
There was one game lingering out there. Maybe we'll get to this and Pat tries to build his Circa Millions picks and I'll try to run the 5 by you. We can come to a conclusion on 3 of them. But I was looking at the Cowboys, Cam, +2.5. I think they're better than the Browns. And if it just
like the Browns,
if it boils down, like both defenses are pretty good, and then it just really boils down to it's Dak versus Watson, and Watson's horrible.
But it's also Jim Schwartz defense and who beats good teams when they come into Cleveland too, Pat. I like Cleveland this.
No, it's not that they always beat great teams when teams come into Cleveland. Their defense plays better at home. But Dallas's defense had traveled very well for the first 10 weeks of the season, and now it seems like they're healthy again.
They're missing Bland. A couple.
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
Bland can't have 18 interceptions this year, despite being the only. Is that good or bad? Like, is Bland actually good, Rob? Because he might not be if everyone's throwing at him all the time.
Well, I'll be interested to see what they're like this year because Dallas's D played very aggressive last year. It's very boomer bust. That's the way that they were coached by Dan Quinn. I don't think Mike Zimmer is going to coach him up that way. That's not his style. He's more conservative. So we'll see. I just don't like. I like the under in this game, man. Like neither of these quarterbacks played in preseason. I think there's huge question marks about the Dallas O-line. I think there's huge question marks about Cleveland's left tackle and their quarterback. I don't know, man. I subjectively, I would lean Cowboys just because I don't see much separating the teams, but I won't bet this game this week. I don't think in any capacity.
I'm going to take Washington. If it loses, I'm going to make a note to myself. I don't care what happens. We're going to piggyback picks, but I'm going to try to be different. Sorry, Pizzola. I'm going to try to be different like you guys and take a different game. Oh, God, I'm going to regret this. Give me the Commies plus 3.5. Human theme. Commanders, Titans, Steelers. Workers, soldiers. And Titans are people who fought in different times.
Yeah.
Warriors.
Yeah. It's the true grit team that you have.
Human grit. Human grit. Guy works
Lots
in
of
the
grit.
steel mill.
Yeah.
You got a commander. He's running the show. And then who else do we have? And what was the other one we had?
I mean,
Titans.
Is a
very
Titan,
good warriors.
Is a Titan technically a human? Isn't a Titan a god?
They can be human. Can't they be? Oh, geez. But they're people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it makes it okay. Let's not call it. How about human and mythological creature category or mythological something like? Oh God,
you're really.
I'm in trouble right now. I'm sweating on the stand. Like you guys are working me down. Like I got no case. You see the sweat. The lawyer's just hammering me. I got nothing.
Well, it's a bit of a stretch, but I think it can work.
No, it's a human. Yeah, no, Pat, you're right.
Grit, the grit theme, gritty theme.
Grit. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how the pre-Olympian gods are all that gritty.
Well,
is it because they were like from ancient?
They played games and then you get your head taken off, or you got to fight.
Yeah, but the Titans were the pre-Olympian gods.
Well, I tried, Cam. I tried to help you out.
You're really
just remember I had your back this show. Remember that in week 3 when I'm roasting you.
If the Commies lose, I'm going to snap because I like the Titans and Steelers and all that other stuff. I mean, too. Who's the other one? Who's the other one? That
we'll let the record show that you also like those sides if they win. If they lose, we won't bring them up at all.
No, we have to give the record because that's my bronze pick.
Yeah, well, I'll get the Hammer intern to record to make the record show that as well.
Yeah, tell him to cut those clips if I say something smart for a change.
Well, here's a recap for you. And you can find the cheat sheet for all these picks and our season-long records in the Mayo Media newsletter. That's completely free to subscribe to. It'll get sent to your inbox. Comes like 3-4 times a week with pertinent information, secret links, contests, free money giveaways, everything like that. Mayo Media on Substack if you want to duck go it, or you can just hit the description and do it right now. Down there, I have the Titans plus 4, the Jets plus 4.5, and the Steelers plus 3.5. Rob has Carolina plus 4, the Lions minus 3.5, Indianapolis plus 3, and then Cam, you have Seattle minus 6, Carolina plus 4, and the Washington Commandos plus 3.5.
Nice.
I like it. I like the cards this week.
So you guys really like Washington? Like you're thinking about betting them?
I'm personally not betting Washington. I have concerns with a rookie QB with a new head coach. That's my concern with the Commanders, but I don't like the Bucs this year. I'm with Pat. I think the Bucs are going to stink.
That would be my bet, is that I don't think the Bucs are going to be good. And again, like we talked about, Chicago has to win by margin to cover that 4. I mean, to cover 3.5, win by 4 or more. I mean, sure, they can do it. I just don't think that they will.
I like those. I like that Steelers play a lot, and I like the Titans play. But yeah, Washington. Okay, it's in bronze pick.
So the 3 that I've hammered down, Rob, on like my, because I need to submit the 5 to win the $1 million. There's another way, Cam. I'll give you a bonus if I win $1 million. How about that?
Oh, please, thanks. That'd be amazing.
Tennessee, Pittsburgh, and Detroit, I think, are going to make the list. I might try to get in early and get that Philadelphia minus 2.5 on it. But other than that, like I actually do really like Miami minus 3.5, and Vig doesn't matter in the contest. That Well, maybe it comes out at 3. We'll see. But I think Miami runs a train on Jacksonville in week 1.
I was looking at Jacksonville. I'd like your opinion, Pizzola. That was my first lean, but I think I'm coming around to Miami because Tua's still healthy and they got weapons all over the place.
I think there's going to be 100 points in that game.
Yeah, but I think like 60 of them might be the Dolphins' points.
It could be. So Circa right now is at 3.5. So they probably released the contest line at 3.5. If I had to guess, at 3.5, if you forced me to make a bet, I would take the Jags, but I don't have any conviction on that. I like Miami's offense, and there's like this hidden factor early in the year with the Dolphins. I don't know that it's hidden anymore. I think a lot of people do know about it nowadays, but these home games in September, their sideline is in the shade. And the opposing team's sideline is in the sun. And it's a massive difference. Like these teams wither away in the second half of these Dolphins games early in the year because they're stuck in the sun for the entire of the afternoon. It sounds so stupid. But if it's hot and humid, it's a huge advantage for Miami in these home games. So I don't really want anything to do with this one. I don't know what either of these teams are. And I just really think I want the over in this game because I think both teams are going to score.
So it sounds like you like the over in that game, the under Dallas-Cleveland.
Yes.
I do. I kind of like the under Pittsburgh-Atlanta. That was bet up.
I like the under Tennessee and Chicago of 44.5 too.
I don't know. That one's a little bit different, I think. I think there might
Will
be
Levis
points
is
in
a
that game.
classic YOLO quarterback.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like unders in Levis games. He airs it out. Sometimes to the wrong team.
What about the under in Tennessee and like with the way that I think how that game goes if it does get shortened because of all the running? 48.5 is a big number in week 1.
In which game?
Colts and Texans.
Yeah. I tend to like unders early in the year in the divisional games because the defensive coordinators know the other QBs really well. I don't disagree there. I think that's a pretty big number with the amount that I think Indy's going to run the ball. Plus, Houston has an affinity to run it on early downs as well. So I don't disagree on that one.
Hey, do you guys like the Bills?
Yeah, I do actually.
I think people are betting Arizona. It's just I think I'm going to come back to Buffalo. Like it's just one of those things. Like everyone's really high in Arizona, but that defense reeks.
So does Buffalo.
Buffalo's going to run. Buffalo's going to run all over them though. Buffalo's going to run for like 300 yards in that game.
You know what? I like Buffalo now too. I'm not going to put in the minerals. So that would be part of the animal theme, not cats, but who else is? Yeah, okay.
Like when it comes to Survivor, like I went with Seattle just because I don't know how many times I'm going to use Seattle throughout the course of the year unless Arizona is really bad. But I'm going to get them against Denver and hope that Denver's not so great. If you use the Bills this week, then you don't get to use them against the Patriots at any other point. Like it would be between Cincinnati and Seattle for me because I don't know how many more easy games like this big of a layup early on in the year. And Jamar Chase was limited at Wednesday's practice, Rob. He's back.
Yep. Yeah, the thing with Buffalo is their home game against New England is I think week 16 or 7. It's late in the year. Lots can happen between now and then. So I don't know who I'm going to use in Survivor. I use
Seattle too, Pat. I use Seattle.
I just know that I don't want to use Cincy right now.
Yeah, see, I don't either, but I do think it's between Seattle and Cincy simply because I could see Arizona winning against the Bills in week 1. I don't.
So could I.
Like out of those 3, I'd probably say Arizona has the best chance of those 3 to stage an upset. Then it would be Denver. Then it would be the Patriots. Like the safest pick is probably Cincinnati. I mean, all of these other underdogs can win. It's the NFL. But just to look at it, like I can see how, like I've watched the Bills struggle in week 1 from time to time.
Yeah. I mean, we see upsets in week 1. A couple years ago, Cincy lost at home to Pittsburgh and they were 6.5, 7-point favorites. It happens. I will probably end up using Seattle. My only hestation is I got bounced in a lot of Survivor pools in, I want to say week 2 last year, where I took Jacksonville, who was a 7.5-point favorite at home to Houston at that time because we didn't know what CJ Stroud was. And we very quickly learned that CJ Stroud is good. I don't think Bo Nix is that, but he's way more of an unknown for me that I'm a little bit less intrigued by that play. I don't know what I'm going to do. Honestly, I've looked at it a million times already this week, and I truly don't know what I will lock in for Survivor on Sunday.
Do you think it's between those three, Cam?
Yes.
Like
I would take a shot too if I know this sounds insane. I like I'd take the Chargers if you would really want to get nuts.
It's funny that was the other team that I was looking at. That do you completely roll the dice, hope for three big upsets, and win everything in week 1 with Justin Herbert and the Chargers?
I think don't you guys think they pound the Raiders?
No, I don't think they pound anyone is the thing.
I think I think in classic Chargers fashion, it's going to be a 3-point game one way or the other.
That's a great. Can you put that picture back up? That is a fantastic picture of Gardner Minshew on that graphic.
Oh, that's wicked. Let me take a look. Oh, I tried to click on it. Didn't work. Okay. Sorry.
Yep.
It looks like Dave Grohl.
You tried to click on the videos?
Yeah, I thought I could make it wider, man.
You thought you were going to enlarge the random graphic that was.
Yeah, see what happens to your brain when you eat freezer packs? You lose a lot of brain cells and taste.
I will be back with Tambo on Friday for DraftKings picks and an underdog preview, and then I'll have my injury update, final rankings, and best prop plays of the week. And I'll probably try to finalize what I'm doing with the Circa Millions. But right now, Tennessee, Pittsburgh, and Detroit are all on there. I think Philly, I'll probably get in early. Then I'll have to find one more I start to feel good about, but might be the Jets. Although, Rob, you kind of soured me on the Jets a little bit. I think I might still go that way, though.
It's not, listen, like I just have, this is pure subjective gut feeling from me. My gut feeling is that the Jets offense is going to struggle early in this game. And you can bet it however you want. I chose to bet San Fran first half. I considered first quarter. I considered Jets team total under 10 in the first half. There's lots of ways you can bet it, but I just do not see, like, Aaron Rodgers was going downhill before the Achilles injury. Like, it's not Aaron Rodgers. It's not the top 5 guy in the league. He's like a league average quarterback. And I think that it's going to take some time for him to figure it out there.
Okay, I'm with you on that. That's sort of been my case. What if Rodgers is washed? What do the Jets look like? But Cam, I think their defense is still good enough to make this a close game. 4.5 just seems like a lot for a team. I mean, these are 2 top 5 defenses from a year ago. Is there going to be a regression? Probably from both, but they're both pretty good defenses, if nothing else.
You're going to cut my mic, but I did a few futures. I have the Jets meeting the Lions in the Super Bowl.
Oh, my God.
If Aaron Rodgers stays out. Defense travels in the winter, too. That's the one thing the Jets can do. Rodgers just doesn't have to make dumb decisions. You just have to put a few points on the board. Don't get crazy. But who do you guys have?
Well, that is actually a good point, because in my opinion, if he is just average, they have a very good chance of going to the Super Bowl. Because last year it was just like they literally had quarterbacks who couldn't move the ball. So, but I'm okay.
Yeah, I never said Boyle was good. You can tell your fucking intern to put that. That did not make the list. That guy reeks.
He did Boyle. Make the list, though.
He did. It did make the list.
You
yeah.
Talked out.
There was one
Boyle
game
was
where
good?
Yeah, it was the first start, I think, against Miami or something like that. Yeah,
he threw the pick 6.
Well, okay, now I apologize, man. I'm a fun.
It was Trevor Siemian and Tim Boyle. The list is still
Simeon's
here, by
bad
the way.
too. Okay, this I don't like where this is going. I must have said something. I must have been on crack.
Well, you can't help yourself, Cam. This is my point. You see a backup quarterback, and it's like you're waking up at the cottage all over again. You got like a raging heart on as soon as you see these. Like, it doesn't matter who it is. That's who you are. You're the underdog. You love the underdog story. But some of these guys,
Boyle's horrible, and so Simeon's horrible too. I can't believe I actually defended these guys. Now I'm mad at myself.
It's in your nature as a human. You have no control over it. It's backup quarterback, and you gravitate to them right away, especially the first start until you see how bad they are. Then you get off the train afterwards. But that first start, you convince yourself, this guy, I mean, people think he's terrible. He's not. And then you find out that in a lot of cases, they're terrible.
Fair enough.
Code Mayo at Underdog Fantasy will get you a deposit bonus for the first-time depositor of up to $1,000. If you use Code Mayo on Friday on Underdog and you already have an account, they will give you a deposit bonus, I believe, of 10% if you wanted to redeposit at that time too and try to re-up and play in the Pat Mayo experience. Listeners, Underdog contest with $25,000 of guaranteed money in the prize pool. All you need is an email and an Underdog handle, and you can join. You fill out the Google form in the description right now and do that. Rob, are you going every day on the Forward Progress YouTube channel?
No. So I can't. I don't humanly have it in me to balance my betting. I don't pay myself a salary. People don't know this, but I run the Hammer and I don't make anything. I make my money off of sports betting. So I have to balance the two. Mondays, Wednesdays are huge days for me. And we have a lot of stuff on Forward Progress. I do live watch-alongs of every primetime game, Thursday night football, Sunday night football, Monday night football. But I give myself like Tuesdays, Fridays to just absorb, bet. If I want to get out of the house to golf, I try to do that a little bit. So I'm not that insane to do every day, but we got a ton going on there. Cam,
Sports Grid finds you there literally every day.
Not every day. No, it's actually good because Sundays I'm actually going to be taking off. So I didn't like doing the live show on Sundays because I find you can't concentrate on the betting, and I want to be around and be able to get out of games and look at numbers and pull Pizzola and see if I have to hedge in a situation to win a big parlay or something. But I am on, guys. If you like college football, we nailed Georgia last week. We had a pretty good run. So I'm on 12 till 3 o'clock Eastern on Sports Grid with Wager Talks Joe Ranieri. Great guy, good person. He's part of my team too. The Four Horsemen. We have an entry in the Westgate contest. We didn't go to the Circa Millions, but I got 4 guys: me, Steve Merrill, Paul Bovey, and Joe Ranieri. A lot of quality handicappers there. Let's bring it home.
Did you say you're in a Westgate pool with Bon Jovi?
Paul Bovey.
Oh, okay. Because you have
Paul Bovey, Steve Merrill, Joe Ranieri, me, 4 Horsemen.
Oh, I remember Steve Merrill from Game Show at Fantasy. Here's Steve Merrill stepping up and in.
I love Steve Merrill.
That's the
great
one.
guys. All that. I love our crew. We have a nice little team there. We had the same team. We went 14-1 last year and out of the gate, and we got like 17 US. I think it was. We got one game wrong.
Was it like that slot machine? You only got $17 for going 14-1.
No, this was put zeros on it. Like it was. They have mini contests.
Yeah, it's a good payout. It's a good payout.
Yeah, it was very good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll be back here every single week. See you on either Wednesday evenings or Thursday mornings. Cam, we still need to twist your arm to come up to Montreal for the President's Cup because my credentials got approved and you're on the list, pal.
Thanks, pal. It's just a little bit tough. It's around my woman's birthday. You're not even going to believe what concert we're going to see early birthday.
Def Leppard.
Rob,
Bon Jovi?
No,
Paul
Dinosaur
Bovey.
Jr. was playing with Weezer. I wanted to go to that show. My girlfriend's taking me to Crowded House. They're a band from the 80s.
That's cool. I never heard of them.
I think that's
they're kind of like very like Simple Minds-ish, Psychedelic Furs, stuff like. No, and I got to be nice to my lady. She doesn't want to see. She doesn't want to see metal or classic rock or anything like that. So yeah, we'll take one for the team. Hopefully it's a good show. So yeah, maybe I'll run into you guys on the felt at Casino Niagara. Let's rock.
That will do it on the Pat Mayo Experience. Code Mayo at Underdog Fantasy. There's one takeaway from the show. It's to sign up for Underdog using code Mayo, all right? And then play in that contest where you can get a bonus. Well, there's a prize pool of $25,000 and it's all guaranteed. It's $5,000 for first place. I would highly recommend that you do it. You need to make 180 picks over the course of a season in Underdog Pick'em, but you can put 8 on one slip and play it for $1. So you can spend like $25 over the course of the year to try to win that $5,000 if you're on a budget. I know that some people are. That's why I wanted to have this contest to help out everyone and try to get their hands on some big bucks. All right? I'm Pat Mayo. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
Pat Mayo Experience! Experience!